Foundation Nightclub. Rock95, proud to present Thornley, dropping by the Rock95 studios right now and talking to us a little bit about what he's been going through as of late. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
All right, what have you been up to the past year or so?
We finished our last record, and it's pretty much, it's all done. We're just waiting on some artwork. It's going to come out in January, maybe February.
And what's it called?
It's called Tiny Pictures.
Tiny Pictures?
Yeah.
And there was a big delay for this album.
Yeah, quite. I don't know. I seem to have bad luck with this sort of between album thing. You know, we were ready to put the record out, or at least record it maybe 2 years ago. It's one of those. It's hard to get everybody on the same page and pointed in the same direction when you're dealing with a whole bunch of different companies that are involved with the music itself. You know, so. Yeah, we eventually got everyone aligned and then recorded it with Nick Raskulinix, who's like the Foo Fighters guy. It's killer.
You say you had bad luck, so this is something that's kind of followed you from Big Rack.
Yeah, well, it was the same thing. It was, you know, that the old we don't hear a single, and then they get like this Grammy-winning producer who says these are all singles. So you know, it's all pretty subjective, and when everyone's got an opinion and they're able to back it up with huge checks, then you know, they're usually right. So.
Did you go through some lineup changes as well?
Oh yeah. We changed management. We changed the lineup.
Which was the biggest obstacle for you?
It's sort of, you know what, each one in and of itself is pretty hard for a guy like me to go through. I've been lucky to surround myself with really great musicians. So that's, you know, everyone's always going to be kick ass, if you will. But it's just a matter of, you know, everybody being able to get along and then agreeing on the music, and you know, it's tough to keep everything afloat, especially when you have long layoffs and just sort of not much going on for like long periods of time. And people get antsy and, you know, start doing other stuff, which is, you know, what I certainly started to, and everyone else did.
Is there ever a fear, do you think, that you might have waited too long to the public side?
You know what? Yeah, I'm constantly scared of that. Of course. Because, you know, every time, like, I rarely...
Not Chinese democracy long, but...
there is like, you just feel like all the momentum that you work so hard to gain, like, it's been thrown out the window by someone who really doesn't care. But they care when there is momentum there, certainly, but when there's not, you're the last thing that any of those people are going to think about, and it's like, well, there's the musicians involved, and the fans involved, so everybody kind of gets a shout, you know.
Talk about your band, because you got some pretty good names on this current lineup right now.
Yeah. Well, tonight we got Kenny Tizard's back, playing bass from the Watchmen fame and early Thornley. And we got Eric Paul from Big Sugar fame on drums, and then on guitar we have Patrick Benty, who's been with me since the Big Rack days. So,
excellent.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty cool night.
Are you, when you write music now, are you totally separated from the Big Rack years?
You know what? No. It's all. I mean, it all becomes a part of you anyway, right? So no matter what you're doing or how you're trying to write, it's you know, all your experiences and everything you've gone through, all of your, you know, taste shifts and, you know, everything you've learned, it all comes out in whatever you're writing. So certainly. You know, I try not to write like anything I've written before. You know, I'm always trying to explore new territories, but it always invariably is going to come out sounding like something I would do.
Well, I read on your bio actually that you said that with Big Rack you did a lot of experimenting.
Yeah.
How's that?
Well, it's just sort of, you know, taking really long guitar solos and stuff like that, which I still do, but certainly I do it more live than I would on a record. Right. Because even I can't stand listening to people wank on the guitar for a half hour. But it's great when I'm doing it, you know? So, just cutting the fat, if you will. But certainly song structure-wise, I've tried to simplify on the last record. And I think I've just sort of let a little more of the sort of muso come back in a really sort of organic and authentic way. It's not, you know, preconceived or you know, there's no pretense to it. It's just a very natural feeling record.
Talking to Thornley, performing at the Mansion tonight, formerly the Foundation nightclub. Drop by; it's going to be a great show, and we've got a single that's kind of loaded in this. I just wanted to ask you before we get to that, because this is kind of a surprise to us. You just kind of said, "Hey, let's do this."
Don't tell mom and dad.
But you've taken so long now to release an album. Do you have like a ton of material? Are you always constantly writing because of that? So you got like 7 albums in the works, or?
Well, that's the thing, is that one of the hurdles we had to get over was just picking the songs. I mean, Nick and I sat down and sifted through maybe 40 or 50 songs and just sort of decided what direction we wanted to take the album in, what we wanted it to sound like, and should it be harder or softer, so we ended up just sort of deciding on a little bit of everything. It's kind of like a potluck dinner of rock and roll.
And about this single, what do we got here?
Make Believe.
Make Believe.
It's called Make Believe.
Excellent. Because myself and the program director Dave Carr have not heard this yet. So this is
for all the swearing.
I was going to say this isn't the F-bomb version. Well, excellent. We're looking forward to hearing it. You're going to play some new stuff tonight, I take it.
Oh yeah. We got a whole bunch of stuff that we've been trying out off a new record. It's just again a matter of finding a nice flow. So yeah, we've got a bunch of stuff.
Do you get nervous on stage playing the new stuff because it's not tested
really
yet?
But you just kind of start. You might be nervous at the very beginning of the song, like, I hope this goes good. Once you launch into it, it's just like muscle memory.
Well, I'm sure it will. So look forward to it tonight. The Mansion. Thanks for dropping by.
Absolutely.
That's tonight. It's Thornley performing live, and here's the first single. It's called